Welcome back to another video, my friends. My name is Bijan T, and in this video, we're going to be going over a trade that I did in which I made about $1,300 in less than 10 minutes with less than $3,700 invested. So, quick apology in case I sound a little weird or anything like that. I've been a little sick the last few days. I had a little bit of a cold. So, that's that. Now, in this video, we're going to go a little bit more in depth than I usually do. It's still going to be a quick little, basic trade recap, but again, a little bit more in depth. So if you've seen my other videos or seen my video lessons or anything like that, it'll make a lot more sense to you. But anyways, let's just jump into it here. Alrighty, so we're going to be going over this Baba guy that I did here, which made about a $1,300 profit. Now, this trade is going to be a little, I guess you can say, different and, might be a little bit more in detail than my other, trade recaps. A lot more things are going to be mentioned that I mentioned in my course and all that. I'm going to talk about it here in the video a little bit. So, first things first, let me just go in and just show you guys the orders. Now, I got into this trade right at 6:30. Obviously, I waited a little while. I gave it like a good 30 seconds before I got into the trade. But usually, I don't jump into the trade that quickly. Usually, I wait maybe like 2 or 3 minutes if I'm doing like a morning trade. But this one, I'll explain it once we get back to the charts there for you guys as to why I did this and why I was so, I guess you can say, confident in it. So, I got in it 6:30. I was out 6:39, so it was a 9-minute trade, 8 minutes and 30 seconds if you want to be exact, 8 minutes 28 seconds if you want to be exact. Anyways, so I was trading calls. Calls means you make money when the stock goes up. I had 12 contracts, and I got in it at $2.99 each. We'll just say $3 each just for the sake of simplicity here. So if I had 10 contracts at $3 each, the way options work, one is equivalent to 100. So it would be 1 at 300 each. So if I had 12 of them, it would have been at 300 each. If I had 10, it would have been $3,000. But I had 12. So 12 times, we'll just say 300, is 3,600. So the trade cost 3,600. When I say it cost 3,600, it doesn't mean we're risking 3,600. It doesn't mean that if we're wrong, we're losing 3,600. You can always sell this for a small loss. I don't want to waste time explaining that. That's why I always say have a plan. You can buy it at $3 and sell it at $2.75, $2.50. Take a small loss if you're wrong. If you're right, you sell it at $4, $5, whatever it is, according to your plan. So, I sold them 9 minutes later at $4.10 each. So I bought them for $300 each, and I sold them for $410 each. So think of it as if you run a store. You bought something for $300, you bought 10 of them, 12 of them, you got a whole box, a whole crate, a whole dozen. Think of it as if you bought donuts. You bought a dozen donuts, and each donut cost $300 each. Think of it, they were made of gold. I don't know. They were golden donuts. You sold them for $410 later. You went to work, wherever you went. You went to, I don't know, wherever you guys go. And you sold these donuts to people for $410 each. Just trying to break this down in case anybody's new to this stuff. So, 12 times 410, that's 4,920. That's how much we sold it for. The trade cost 3,600, so subtract the cost of the trade, and that's where you basically get 1,320, and that's where we have our 1,332 there, but obviously, we're at $2.99, so that's what makes up for the little $12 extra there. So, now let me jump into it and show you guys on the chart, and let me explain it to you guys as to why I did this the way that I did. Now, let me put it on one chart. Actually, before I put it on one chart, let me explain how this was supposed to go, and then we'll put it on one chart. So, initially, I was going to trade Baidu. Baidu was the main thing that I was trying to trade this morning, but Baidu started popping off and causing a ruckus even in pre-market. So, it'll be easier just to put it on one chart. I'll even show you the Baidu on one chart here. So I'm wanting to get into Baidu right off of this 174. I'm basically telling myself, all right, you know what? If market opens up and we can hold this 174, I want to get in this Obviously because of other reasons and all that, not just one thing. I don't just randomly wake up and say, oh, well, let me just trade this. No, there's various, I call them flashlights. I always say that, if a robber wants to go into your house in the middle of the night and steal things, if all he takes is a little flashlight that he has on his keychain, he's not really going to find much, Let's say he goes in there and he takes his cell phone flashlight. He's still not going to find much. Yeah, he might find your big TV that you have in your living room, things like that. But let's say he takes, his cell phone flashlight, and then he puts a headlamp on his head as well. Well, now he might be able to find, the TVs, then he'll be able to find, the computers, the laptops, things like that. Now let's say, he takes his cell phone light, his headlamp, and a huge, floodlight in his other hand. Well, now he might be able to find your safe, your jewelry box. You see what I'm saying? So the more flashlights that you have, the more chances of success that you have at coming out of the mission profitable. So same thing with stock trading. You don't just get into the stock for just one, oh, well, this happened. No. You have multiple reasons that line up, multiple strategies tied together is my style of trading. So because of multiple different things, I wanted to trade Baidu. I wanted to get calls on Baidu, and I wanted to do it if it was able to hold this 174 out the open. Now, this is the reason why I traded Baba. And this is something that I teach in my course as well. Now, Baidu started popping off and causing a ruckus in pre-market. So before the market even opened, this guy's already up at 176.90 pretty much. At 177, we'll just say. My plan was to get in it at 174, so he's moved $3 within a minute. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to get in it now. That was my plan. My plan is I get out here. I was supposed to take my profit at 74, or I'm sorry, I was supposed to take my profit at 177.50 or 178. So I'm not going to get in it now at 177 with my profit being 177.50 or 178. That's, 50-cent reward, $1 reward for what? I'd be risking $4. $4 risk for a $1 reward. No, thank you. That's not my style. I don't want to do it. I didn't want anything to do with it. Boom. So you throw it away. You move on. You live to see another day. You don't have to trade every single day. Or if you have certain knowledge, then you know what you can do. So we got a little sympathetic, if you will. Which this is basically one thing that I teach in my course as well. So I went to Baba and I said, all right, Baba, what are you up to here, guy? Hopefully Baba isn't popping off already, because I know that if Baidu is going to cause a ruckus, then Baba probably will cause a ruckus too, especially in line with all the other reasons why I wanted to get into the trade and all that. So that's that. Now, on another side note, these are, both of these are Chinese stocks, and we've had a lot of stuff going on with the trade war as well, so that's another flashlight. But again, that's just, speculation, if you will, for lack of a better word. It's not like I'm like, oh, well, we're at a trade war, let me just go do this. No, there's multiple flashlights. You see what I'm saying? Now, the talk of the trade war might add more volume, more of an audience, more of a movement, but that's besides the fact. So we decided to get a little sympathetic here, and I go and I play, I'm all right, well, Baidu can't do it. Let's use our knowledge, do what we do, and make the most out of the situation. So that's where I basically went in, and I got into Baba, and Baba, I'm also saying, all right, Baba, I want him to hold this 177. So I'm kind of watching him and seeing what he's doing. He's kind of teetering on it right in the morning, teetering on it. So to me, he's kind of holding it. In light of Baidu just completely flying, that's where I'm like, all right, you know what? I want in on this before this one follows suit and starts just like a fire hose, just spraying all over the place. You wouldn't even be able to catch it by the time it starts doing what it does. So that's why I jumped into this trade the way that I did, and that's why I got in it pretty much right out of the open. So there is a method to the madness. There are things that I'm not going to say that, oh, I knew 100%. No, because I still had my plan. I still had my risk management strategy in place just in case. You see what I'm trying to say? But there are certain things, certain strategies, certain, knowledge that you can have that'll allow you to basically have the confidence to get into your trade literally right out of the open. So that's pretty much that. So I got into the trade right here, right out of the open, right at the 177. And at the basically 6:39, 9 minutes later, right at this 179.50 is pretty much where I closed out this trade. So I put the wrong arrow on the one thing. It's supposed to be on this green one. So basically right here is where I closed out the trade. So this was the move that I caught. It was a $1,300 profit in 9 minutes using $3,600. Now, did I catch the exact top? Not at all. I mean, I didn't even catch the exact top of the morning run. I didn't catch the exact top of the day. But do I care? No, it's not that big of a deal, you know? I had my profit. I came in. I made my money in 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes. I mean, who can complain about that? You know what I mean? The people that complain are the ones that get greedy and start, like, you know, doing more and want more. It's like, all right, guy, you know, stick to your plan. So, anyways, before I start rambling, we're already at 10 minutes on the video here, and I usually try to keep these at 5 minutes long, so we're going to cut it right here. Just to recap, guys, we made $1,300 here using $3,600. It was in 9 minutes, and that's pretty much that. So we're going to wrap it up here. You guys know the deal. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Who's Bijan T. Make sure you guys visit our website. I'll put the link in the description, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.